approve that?
So moved.
I have a motion to approve. Do I have a second? Okay. All right. All those in favor, let me know by saying aye. Aye. Motion passes. All right. We're going to skip down to the old business, and the first one that we're going to look at is Project Clearview. And I'm going to ask our attorney here to tell me, but I believe if I'm correct, that we've extended their day by 60 days since they're doing some core drilling and others. Sid, what can you tell us on that one?
Well, that's right. The contract was signed a while back, and I've got earnest money. We had to have a new survey. They wanted a new survey, and we got an Alta survey by a surveyor out of Paris, and he just recently got finished. And they're doing some environmental studies and things that are called for in the contract, and haven't got that quite done yet. And I don't know what else they're doing, but they needed more time, and so we've drawn up an extension for them to have 60 more days to close it in, and that's all been signed. So I don't know of anything we need to do on that unless somebody else does, but I think that's where we're at on it.
So it's moving forward. We just want to make sure that you're all aware of where everything's located on that. Next item, road repair, and you should have, or maybe you have seen it. If you haven't, I've got it here.
I think I gave out a copy of the bid to everybody.
Yeah, does everybody have a copy of the bid? Okay, the bid came back, and they're recommending that we approve for the amount of $263,144 the repair of the road. When you take a look at it, what they're proposing is that on the back side it identifies that we have the state contractor license, we have some other items that they must meet, etc., the 5% bid bond or cashier's check, the Temple Drive intersection, the Highway 149, the south entrance with heavy-duty paving. The bid came in at $263,144. Now, to let you know that each of the two counties were putting $85,000 each in that, and then we would provide the rest of the money to do that. That's about 7,000 or 8,000 over the 85 that we had previously approved. But I'm going to ask you, if you would, to propose a motion that we move ahead with the repair of this road, and that we absorb the additional $7,000 to $8,000 in cost.
Second.
Who? Okay, thank you. So Ray approved. Mark second on that. Now with that, also just to let you know that they have contacted us, I guess it was today or yesterday, but they're going to start on the 16th of June if we approved it tonight. So that's to let you know. But since we have a motion and a second, any discussion on that?
I need to know those amounts so that the contract that I gave you, I can amend that so that the number will add up to what you've got. What's the total number on that?
On here is $263,144 is the total base price.
Okay. And so the board's part will be
85 be about 90 something. I'll have to add it in there.
okay. The difference in that and what we had before, the board will be picking up.
Right.
Okay. So we'll revise this contract that we gave you and redo that.
Okay. So it was each of the three we're doing at 85,000.
Yeah, The two counties are 85, 09, 466, and so we'll add those two together, and
And then the balance is what
balance
the
will
board will be.
Okay, so we'll go, Lynn will go change those now, bring those back to me.
Give me the
Okay.
figures though, Dad.
Okay, give me the numbers. I'll put it here.
96.
94.66. Times two.
That's both Stewart and Houston. Each one of them is doing that.
Okay.
I can do this.
We should agree. Waiting on Chris anyway, so.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that these are what time before you go off typing. That.
For
92, 954, 68. That's what you.
Okay,
Let me double check that. Yeah.
I think you're right. Okay, just to let you know before we vote, that means that the board will be approving $92,954.68 for that. Is there any other discussion on this approval? If not, then everyone that's approved, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay, the motion approves. And we'll get them contacted and they'll be there the 16th, we hope. Okay.
Burn or any try to keep them big trucks off that road after it's paved and everything or not?
We haven't really discussed that as far as what's wrong. Now, that does not include the paving from the junction there coming out the Stewart side to 149. Now, that's on there as well for $114,000, $700. So I don't see that we can move forward to approve that at this time. But it should be to industrial capacity at that point. That's intersection, heavy duty asphalt paving is what they're classifying it as.
Right now, the traffic has been, they're supposed to go up that ramp, it's not gonna be paved.
No, it's not.
But we wanna keep them going that way, right, or do we wanna send them out to other areas?
I think that's open for discussion.
I haven't seen a lot of problems with them coming out the way they are now. I kinda feel like we ought to just let them keep coming that way.
Okay. Well, why don't we keep a watch on it for the next 30 days and see how it's working, and especially after we get the paving done, and then we can revisit that in there.
Sounds like a good idea.
All right, so the road repair, the Kiewit lease has gone away. They have decided to do something different. So that is no longer an issue. Road repair. All right, I'm going to skip down to a new business. Is there a new prospect at this point that needs to come to the board?
That's you, I believe,
If you would, come on up here, please, and tell us what you're asking and what you're proposing.
Hi, I'm Eli Stone. I'm just looking into the prospect of being able to separate my 3-acre piece at the very edge of the industrial park from the industrial park. to have it as a piece of private property. I've spoken through the process with a real estate attorney who said that basically what I need to do is have unanimous agreement on this from everyone in the park, which I believe is anybody who's holding property in the park. And so if it's agreeable, I guess here, I'll have her draft up letters to everybody involved. And I'm not certain what exactly the process looks like. And I don't know anything beyond, she said it is possible, we just need to get everybody to agree to it.
Okay, where exactly is your piece of property you're talking about?
It's at the very end into Houston County, 3115, 149 is the address of the piece. And it's right where the park comes to a point just past the jail.
Y'all may remember that's the Hearst property. You sold that to Dr. Hearst to build that little,
Yeah, it was
building.
gonna be some kind of business.
He was gonna have a laboratory, I believe.
Yeah, and I don't know if
And
it
then-
ever happened, but,
Now, when I got it, it was half built out and just trashed. It had started leaking places, and
so what are you gonna do with it?
I run a residential remodeling business, and so it's really just been a wood shop and material storage when we have a job that has a ways to go before it starts. I'd like to fence it in and put animals on it, but don't want to bump up against parts and pieces, and we have the piece of property next to it, which is residential, it's the house. And it just not being butted up to anything. I've got sewer line on the way that we worked out with the new line going to the jail there. And so it'll have the ability to have plumbing in it for the first time since it was built, but nothing was ever finished with it. Right now it's just really a shell with electricity.
Okay. Board, what's your all's comments and feelings?
Since he owns property right next to it, I don't have a problem with it.
Is this something that we should pull the maps out, take a look, and make sure? I think I would feel more comfortable if we did some background. I don't object to it, but I really want to understand what we're talking about with this.
Yes, sir.
So,
So would we effectively remove any industrial park subdivision restrictions or regulations here? Is that what this is? Is that really
Yes.
what you're looking at?
Yes, it's ultimately removing it from the restrictive covenants.
Okay.
I believe it's a named road, but the two track that runs down from my driveway to my house and goes down to the railroad tracks, down to Chris Pitt's property, is separating it. So that's one border, and then there's no other industrial park land that it touches, which makes it make sense to me.
Just touch the industrial park on one.
On that one roadway that cuts back to the old railroad bed.
okay, Terry?
I'd sort of like to run it by Judge Benson, you know, and get with him on it. What the covenant was, how it wrote up when it was bought, and then, you know, see where we're at on it. And
Okay,
what we can do and what we can't do, you know.
I've talked to Mr. Stone before, but it would, you know, I could get more information on it, about it. I didn't talk to him about doing that, but particularly, but I talked to him. I know where his property is and everything. I'll be glad to do what y'all ask me to.
okay, I'll get with our attorney here and we'll review the request that you have, and then, we'll decide at the next meeting, that is coming up, on June the 24th.
Okay.
And, we can probably let you know at that date then.
Okay.
All right.
Fantastic. So I'll sit still, and the 24th we'll get back and see what can happen.
All right,
Thank you so much.
thank you. So you and I can then get together and kind of go over what we might need to do with it.
Yeah, I'll look at it. I'll get you, we can get the map up and you can take a look at it.
All right. But just call me when you want Okay, any other, new business that needs to be discussed? Okay, we have on the, agenda tonight a, status of Dajan. We were to have Mr. Cravens here, he's on his way. And so with that, I would propose that we recess this meeting until he can be here, which should be within the next 10 to 15 minutes. If I could get a motion to.
Motion to recess.
Motion to recess. I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor, let me know by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay, we're in recess until Mr. Cravens reaches here.
Mr. Howard. You had a public comment. Somebody said.
Okay, we'll get that when we come back from